Hey class, it's Ashley, and I'm back with another mentoring moment. And today I'm talking going beyond Google in your job search. Often I hear from professional women that, I've been on LinkedIn, I've been looking on, I've been Googling job opportunities, I've been on Monster, right? Trying to advance my career, trying to make more money, trying to grow my career. And I'm not finding the kind of jobs that I want to work in, or I'm not finding higher paying jobs, or I'm not finding jobs that are aligned with my skill set, or I am finding jobs that I want to do, but I'm not getting callbacks. I'm not getting interviews. I'm not getting job offers. And one of the things that I'm constantly inviting women into is this idea that it's time to go beyond Google in your job search, right? We cannot Google our way to a six-figure salary. And we really need to apply more meaningful and intentional and specific and targeted strategy so that you can actually go beyond Google and get real results in your job search. So in today's live, I'm going to talk about what it means to go beyond Google, in some specific places where we need to sort of stop Googling the answer and actually apply strategy in our job search. And then I'm going to open up today's live for a Q&A. So if you have questions as I'm going through the strategy around sort of going beyond Google, pop those questions in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm answering those questions and that I'm supporting you as you think about what it means to go beyond Google and actually see results in your job search. So I think that the most common thing that folks Google when it comes to their job search is resume templates, right? I see this time and time and time again. When it comes to, trying to find a new job, most people are like, okay, I need to update my resume. And so you go on Google and you're like, resumes for this job, or resumes for this job, or resumes for this job. And you try to find some example, right, that might exist out there for the industry or job that you're looking for. And this is not a successful strategy. You cannot Google your way to a six-figure salary. You cannot Google your way to the results that my mentees see in my program. The reason why my mentees see massive results from the work that they do with me in the MentorMe Accelerator, why my mentees see $20, $30, $40, $50,000 salary increases, the reason why that happens is because I have a proven strategy in my MentorMe Accelerator program that gets results, and we actually commit. And so if you find yourself when it's, time for you to advance your career, time for you to look for a job, if you're Googling resume templates, et cetera, you will likely be frustrated because maybe you're finding examples, maybe you're finding, options, but they're not actually yielding results, right? You're not actually getting the callbacks on those resumes. You're not actually going on interviews with those resumes. You're not actually getting job offers on those resumes. And if you are getting job offers, they're lowballing you because you haven't presented yourself as the expert that you are. And so instead of Googling resume templates, right, the thing that I want to invite you into is to join the MentorMe Accelerator so that you can leverage proven career development templates for resumes, for cover letters, for LinkedIn, and for personal statements, anything that you might have to submit to an employer. My mentees have a proven strategy that they leverage in my programs so that they don't have to Google their way to the top or try to, right? There's a strategy with materials, resumes, cover letter, LinkedIn, personal statements, anything that you might need to submit to an employer. I'm going to review, line by line, bullet by bullet. I'm going to make sure that it's positioning you well in the marketplace. And I'm going to ensure that it actually helps you make more money and have more impact in your career. So it really is time to go beyond Google in your job search, particularly when it comes to the resume, the cover letter, the LinkedIn. You're trying to Google, how do I update my LinkedIn? How do I make sure that I'm attracting recruiters? How do I, beat the LinkedIn algorithm, right? Like these kind of Google searching your way to the top just doesn't work. And instead, I really want to invite you to really position yourself as an expert in the marketplace through leveraging strategies that I teach in the MentorMe Accelerator. So that's number one. Instead of Googling resume templates and trying to find one that might be a good fit, or paying someone to do your resume and actually not seeing results there, let's go ahead and actually invest in ourselves in expert level mentorship so that you can have some proven templates that you can use to update your materials, and then also have them professionally audited by me, line by line, plan bullet by bullet so that I can make sure that you're actually positioning yourself as a top candidate in the market via your materials. So if that sounds like what you're looking for, if that sounds like, yes, that's kind of what I need. If you've ever Googled resumes, and you're not seeing results, then just type a me in the chat. Like, yes, that's me. That, actually I'm guilty, right? If you're watching this on replay, go ahead and type replay right here. I want to know if you're watching this on replay, because I often see this from professional women. They're trying to like Google their way through their career development, and then they get frustrated and overwhelmed and disappointed and angry when they're not seeing results in their career, or flat out, you start to get complacent and you're like, well, there ain't no jobs out here, and I guess I need to go back to school, and I guess I need to just stay and put my head down and do the work, right? We start to get disappointed, and we start to get disillusioned, and we start to get frustrated when we're not driving results. And so if that sounds like you, like I said, if you're watching live, go ahead and put a me in the chat. You don't have to be shy. You can just be like, yes, Ashley, that's me. That's where I am right now. Or if you're watching on replay and you're like, yes, I've been there. I've Googled resume templates and tried to find solutions for this. Go ahead and type replay here so that I know you're watching and I know you're plugged in. All right. So number two, instead of Googling the STAR method for answering interview questions, I invite you to join the MentorMe Accelerator so that you can actually learn how to clearly, concisely, and confidently speak to your expertise in interviews to make employers take notice, and also how to ask questions in an interview to really understand if this employer is a good fit for you. Instead of just like Googling like this old school elementary, like first situation, then task, then action, then result. This whole STAR method of interviewing is played out, and it does not yield the $20, $30, $40, $50,000 salary increases that I know you desire from an employer. Instead, we really have to make sure that we have a framework for answering interview questions that are comprehensive and help us stand out in this competitive marketplace. No longer can we just, just do our best to show our winning personality. Right? No longer can we do our best to show our winning personality in interviews and just hope that makes us the top candidate. We really do have to make sure that we're positioning ourselves well, and that we're showing up in interviews, and that we're actually speaking to the problems that we can solve in industry that will make us stand out as top candidates. And so we were talking about going beyond Google, right? And I think that, honestly, since the advent of Google, right? Like the girls are like, well, let me just Google it. Let me look and see what Google say. Well, let me look it up, right? And now we have all of these other like sort of Google-like apps. Like we've got Yelp and we've got, Uber. Like we can like sort of Google our way to, we think we can Google our way to the top. But there is no sort of Google-like strategy for career development, right? There is no Google-like strategy for career development. We really do have to be much more intentional about our career development, particularly if we're looking to make more money and have more impact in industry, right? We cannot just Yelp our way to a $40,000 salary increase like my mentee Shauna, or you can't just, Google your way to a $63,000 salary increase like my mentee Kimmy. The reason, right, why those women see such massive results from working with me is because they go through a proven framework through my MentorMe Accelerator to actually drive results in their career development. And so again, instead of trying to Google your way to the top or trying to resume update your way to the top, we really want to apply proven strategy so we can stop wasting time and stop wasting money and actually have a strategy that's going to help us make more money and have more impact in industry. And the third sort of idea around going beyond Google, right? We started to talk about like stop Googling resumes, stop trying to Google, resume templates to try to find the right one that's going to help you stand out. Stop trying to like Google, how to answer this interview question, right? Those answers are so outdated. They're so uncontemporary, and quite frankly, they're not built for women, and they're not built for women and women of color specifically. The way that we need to show up in industry, the way that we need to position ourselves in the market are not answers that you can Google. Right? Instead, I really want to see us applying real strategy so that we can stand out in the marketplace. Excuse me. And the final sort of going beyond Google framework that I wanted to talk about today before I open it up to Q&A is instead of, Googling how to ask for a raise, I saw a statistic recently that said, how do I ask for a raise? That was the most common That was the most common thing Googled last year. In 2021, the most common thing that was Googled is how to ask for a raise, right? And, it doesn't shock me, right? With the rising cost of inflation, with many employers not, giving raises and bonuses at the height of the pandemic, a lot of women in particular are strapped, right? Their current salaries are not, excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink. I guess my throat is a little scratchy. But with the rising cost of inflation, with employers not giving out raises and bonuses last year at the height of the pandemic, a lot of women are strapped for cash, right? Like they're strapped. Their salaries are not going as far as they used to. And maybe, the first couple of years of the pandemic, they were kind of putting their head down and hoping nobody noticed them and just trying to hang on to their job. Now it's like, okay, I've been here, this pandemic thing ain't going away. And flat out, I need to make more money. And if that's you, type of "it's me" in the chat. Like, yes, girl, it's me. Like, maybe I was trying to lay low during the pandemic. Maybe I want to rock the boat. But at this point, this boat rocking because I flat out cannot afford to make so little money in my career. And I know a lot of women are experiencing that. And like I said, if that's you, just type of "it's me" in the chat so the other girls know that they're not alone. And so I saw the statistic, right, that like women are Googling like how to ask for a raise. And the contemporary strategies of just going in there and saying, well, my kids' daycare costs went up and, gas prices going up. So you need to give me a raise. That is not how you ask for a raise. That is not how you position your expertise. And quite frankly, like this may seem a little harsh, but the employer does not care about your gas bill going up. The employer does not care about the cost of internet going up. The employer likely doesn't care that your daycare has now attached on an additional $100 for your kid. So instead of going in and leading with, these personal circumstances mean that you should pay me more, we really must lead with our expertise. We really must lead with the value that we're bringing to the organization. And I guarantee you that you are bringing significant value to your organization. You might not recognize it right now. You might not think that you are, but you absolutely are bringing significant value to your organization. And in order to secure the kind of salary increase that you're looking for, you can't just Google how to ask for a raise and expect to see the 10, 20, 30% raise that you're looking for. You need a proven strategy to be able to position your value and your expertise in the organization so that you can command the kind of salary that you actually desire. And that's why I invite you again to join the Mentor Me Accelerator. You can join the Mentor Me Accelerator and learn how to position yourself as an expert in the organization so that they will actually give you the raise that you deserve and you desire, right? And if they don't give you what you desire, if we make the ask, right? If we work together to put together, a salary ask and we get a no, then we'll be able to pivot to find an organization that is willing to pay you for the value of your expertise, right? And so I think that so often, we're trying to Google our way to the top. We're trying to Google every answer. We asking our cousin, best friend, nephew who used to work in HR, and we're, doing all of these things and wasting time and leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table when we don't just commit to getting the help that we need through expert level mentorship. And so I really want to invite you, if you're a professional woman in corporate, nonprofit, and educational leadership who's looking for a minimum of a $25,000 salary increase over the next 2 months, then I invite you to apply to the Mentor Me Accelerator today. Again, you can do so right on my website at mentor-me.org. That's mentor-me.org. And that is the first step in you actually having a strategy in your career development that goes beyond Google and is actually going to drive results in your career development. No longer, right, can we afford to sort of wing our way to the top or wait and see and wait till we finish school and, wait till this and wait till that. We really do need to be better positioned in the marketplace. And the way that you position yourself as an expert in the marketplace is to actually have strategy that's going to yield results in your job search, right? And that strategy is available to you through the Mentor Me Accelerator. For those of you who might be new followers or unfamiliar with the MentorMe Accelerator, the MentorMe Accelerator is an 8-week career advancement program. In that program, I'm going to be working with you week after week after week after week to build and then take immediate action on a career development plan that's customized specifically for you. I'll be teaching you and really uncovering what your skill set is, right? Like all of the jobs that you've had up to this point in your career, all the degrees that you have earned up to this point in your career, any classes that you've taken, any training that you've done. We're going to comb through that, right? And really work to identify what skills, what knowledge, what expertise do you already have, and how are those skills represented in the job market right now, right? We're going to match those skills to what employers are looking for in the job market right now. And then we're going to work to position you as a top candidate in the marketplace, right? This is not just a update your resume and best of luck, or here's some sites to search for jobs, have at it. We're really going to build a customized career development roadmap, and then we're going to be taking action on it week after week after week so that you can actually see results in your job search. Because right now, like if you're not making enough money, if you feel stuck in your job, if you feel like your boss, one of your coworkers quit and now your boss is giving you all of their work, if that's a place where you are right now in your career, you literally cannot afford to wait another couple of months or another couple of years to like make more money and have more impact. And I'm seeing this, time and time again, that employers, with the great resignation, so many employers are down employees. There's a nationwide, honestly, a global hiring shortage, right? And so employers are trying to do more with less. And let me know if this is your experience. Just throw some hearts up on the screen if this is your experience. At work, your employer's like, well, can you take on this project? Can you take on this project? They're not offering you a raise. They're not offering you a salary increase. They're just asking you to do more with less. They're not hiring new employees. They're not giving out bonuses. They're taking away professional development. There's so many less perks and opportunities in the marketplace. And if you don't know how to advocate for yourself, right? If you don't know how to speak to your expertise, if you don't know how to gain employers' attention, you will find yourself at the bottom of the barrel in your career development. And I'm seeing the hearts come up on the screen. So I know that this is resonating with you, right? Like this is resonating with so many professional women who feel like I'm not making enough money in my career. I am doing more with less, and I can't continue to do that. That's not sustainable. I can't afford to make so little money anymore. I can't afford to keep trying to Google my way to the top. I can't afford to wait until I finish school, or wait until the kids go back to school, or wait till this summer, or wait. Like I literally can't afford that. The money that's coming in ain't meeting the ends, right? And so instead of like sort of sitting in a situation where you continue to try to Google your way to the top or freebie your way to the top, we really do want to start to take action in our career development so that we can drive results. I'm going to stay on the live and answer questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat. You can also use that little question bubble at the bottom. Click that, type a question in. I really want to answer questions for folks about, going beyond Google in your job search and actually finding and securing roles. I want to answer questions for folks about their job search, or about making more money at work, or about asking for a raise. I want to answer questions for folks about how to work with me. If you're like, yes, Ashley, like I need to work with a mentor. I really love the way your approach to mentorship. I love how real you are. I love the results that you get for your clients. If you have any questions about what it takes to work with me, go ahead and type those in the chat. Or like I said, you can use that little question box below. I want to make sure I answer your questions so that we can drive results in your job search. All right. So I saw some questions come in. Let me answer those. So Rachel said, do you work with teachers transitioning out of teaching? Yes, absolutely. So like I said, I work with educators and educational administrators. I serve a lot of women in education. And honestly, it's probably one of my top 3 service areas. And what's great about, what's great about my expertise in mentorship is that a lot of the work that I do is about helping women leverage the skills they already have to make more money and have more impact in their career, right? So one of the foundational principles of Mentor Me is that we're going to use the skills, the knowledge, the talent, the expertise, the degrees, the credentials, the certifications that you already have to help you make more money and have more impact in industry. And, teachers and educators are great because you guys have a ton of skills. You have a ton of knowledge. You have a ton of expertise. You all are bringing so much to the table. So honestly, it makes my job so much easier because I'm able to help you, one, identify other industries where you can leverage those skills. And then two, identify higher paying, higher impact roles where you can really drive results in another industry using the skills, knowledge, and expertise that you have as an educator, right? And so absolutely, my Mentor Me Accelerator, Rachel, would absolutely be a great fit for you. And again, you can go right to my website to take the first step, right? So you just go to my website. It's mentor-me.org, and we'll go ahead and get you onboarded so that you can start to make that transition out of teaching. So eager to see what other questions you guys have. Go ahead and throw those questions in the question box at the bottom, or throw them up in the chat as well. I want to make sure I'm answering your questions. Oh, you said, oh yeah, she can do that. Thanks, Tiffany. I appreciate the signal boost. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, I am an absolute expert in helping women transition between and among industries. Honestly, I'll go ahead and pull up. I was just going to sort of walk you through some of the women who have transitioned industries with me, because I think that's always helpful to see, right? If you go to my website at mentor-me.org and click on success stories, it's right at the top of the screen. So if you go to my website and click on success stories, you'll see just, lots and lots and lots of women who've worked with me in transition industries. One of my mentees recently, her name is Kimberly. She recently transitioned from marketing to project management and secured it was a $63,000 salary increase. I have a mentee, Tracy, who transitioned from education to nonprofit. So, let's see, I think that was Rachel. Maybe nonprofit is an industry that's interesting to you. So, my mentee, Tracy, made that transition. She secured a $15,000 salary increase transitioning from education to nonprofit. My mentee, Danielle, I actually just talked to her earlier today. She transitioned from nonprofit to corporate and secured a 18% salary increase, and she's thriving in her new organization. So I regularly help my mentees, transition industries. That's an expertise of mine. And the way that we do that, just so you know, Rachel, the way that I help my mentees transition industries is that we are going to really comb through your background, comb through your expertise, and match that expertise with other industries who need similar skills, and position you as a top candidate in those industries. I think a lot of people talk about transferable skills, but they don't match you with the industry and then help you position yourself as a top candidate in the new industry. And that's really the difference, right? Like that's the difference between the Mentor Me Accelerator and other programs. And honestly, the difference between me and any other career coach is that I'm going to work with you to actually match you one for one, every skill with different industries, just so that we can really drive results in your career. And so that you're not just out there like, I know I'm a teacher, I know I'm an educator, I know I have skills, but I don't know where to take them, right? So we'll work on that together. So I'm seeing some questions pop up. So let's see here. Someone asked, oh yes, do you still have the Legacy program? Yes, absolutely. I don't ever talk about the Mentor Me Legacy program ever publicly, mostly because it's an alumni program for my mentees. So my mentees who are in my Mentor Me Accelerator program or my Mentor Me Mastermind program, once they successfully complete those programs, they can go into a program that's called the Mentor Me Legacy program. And that's an opportunity for us to continue our relationship and continue our work together, and for them to get ongoing, regular access to me every single day, every single week, to continue their career development, right? And so, yes, the Mentor Me Legacy program is still available. I know that you've already completed the accelerator program, and so the Legacy program is absolutely going to be a best fit for you. Go ahead and just DM me. Hey, Ashley, it's me. I want to get access to Legacy, and I'll go ahead and send you a link so you can get access today. So you'll be able to dive in later today. So just go ahead and shoot me a note. I'm excited to have you back in Legacy. And one of the things I tell my mentees all the time is that I'm not just your mentor in session. I'm your mentor always, right? I'm not one of those people who are going to abandon you. I'm not going to give up on you. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to make sure you're driving results in your career development. And I know that, life happens, right? Stuff comes up, but know that I am the type of mentor that I'm not going to give up on you. I'm not going to abandon you. And I'm constantly after my mentees to drive results in their career development. Like I said earlier this afternoon, I just got off of a call with my mentee, Danny. Danny completed the Mentor Me Accelerator program almost a year ago, which I can't believe that. She completed the Mentor Me Accelerator almost a year ago. Like I said, she transitioned from nonprofit to corporate and secured an 18% salary increase, major moves for her. She is just an absolute rock star and professional, but she wasn't making enough money at work. She didn't really feel like she was having a lot of impact at work. And so she moved to a Fortune 100 banking organization, right? And it's just really, her career is absolutely thriving. And so, and I just spoke with her today. I'm regularly connecting with my mentees. I never give up on you. And my mentorship is forever. And so, if you need a mentor who's going to hold you accountable, if you've been job searching for more than 3 months and you've not gotten, interviews, callbacks, job offers, then you know that now it's time to do something different. You can't afford to just keep looking for jobs on your own and hoping something works. We really need to drive a strategy, and I'm the mentor to do that for you. So I'm excited to help you. Be sure to just shoot me a DM so that I can get you the link for Legacy. Kurtz1234 said, do you find the jobs to apply for to get the salary increase? Yes, right? So my mentees in session 4 of the Mentor Me Accelerator program, it's called Job Search Strategy, right? And together we are going to work on the exact roles that you should be applying for at this stage in your career, right? So we're going to actually build what's called a job search strategy. And I'm going to be telling you, based on your skill set, based on, the background, the degree, the credentials, the training, just what you're good at, based on that, these are the roles that you should be applying for, right? And then I'm going to teach you how to job search, because I like to call job searching kind of like doing laundry, right? Everybody feel like when they leave their mama house, they know how to wash clothes, right? You just put the clothes in there, I guess. You drop a little pot in, put a half cap in, and hope for the best. But there are better and more contemporary and more comprehensive strategies to job searching than like throwing some clothes in the wash and hoping for the best. So I'm actually going to teach you how to job search. And then we're going to apply for jobs, role after role after role after role, so that you can start to get in front of employers with interviews, so that the job offers start coming in. I'm going to support you in successfully negotiating every job offer that you get. And then once you get into the role, I'll be coaching you on how to drive impact in that new role through the Mentor Me Accelerator program. So absolutely, my programs are comprehensive. It's not just, here's a video, here's a template, good luck, best of luck. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to really drive results in your job search. And we're going to do that week after week after week after week in the program. So if you need that level of support, then I invite you to apply to the accelerator today. Again, you can do so right on my website at mentor-me.org. I'm accepting new mentees right now. I know I have availability. I posted something in my feed earlier this month, and I was like, flat out, like, if you're an 80s baby, if you were born between 1980 and 1989 and you're not making at least $80,000 annually, it's time for you to work with a mentor. Right? It's time, because you are too old in your big grown age not to be making a certain level of salary. So if that's where you are right now, there's no shame, there's no guilt. Let's just commit to getting the help that we need so we don't have to stay stuck, right? So let's commit to getting the help that we need so we don't have to stay stuck. So I invite you to apply today. Again, go to my website. You can do that. The link's also in my bio. So if you're like, I don't want to type all that in, Ashley, the lazy spirit has hit you, it's fine. Just go to my bio, click the link. It's right there. Click, let me mentor you, and you'll be able to go ahead and get on my calendar this week so we can get started. Valerie said, how long is your program? So the Mentor Me Accelerator program, which is the most common program that I have and the one that most women need. And honestly, it's the most popular program because most women are looking to work with me to make more money at work. It's 8 weeks, right? So 8 weeks, we're going to move fast. We're going to be it's an accelerated program. We drive results in the program, and I help my mentees, like I said, secure that $25,000 salary increase within 8 weeks or 2 months. So if flat out, Ashley, I need to make more money by May. Like, I can't afford to make the salary I make now in May. Like, I can't afford that because I'm trying to go on a trip. We're trying to save for a house. I'm trying to pay down debt. We're trying to have another kid. Like, whatever that reason is, if you're like, I actually need to be making more money in May, the time for you to apply is now, right? And I'll tell you that, I'm not one of those people who are going to have you in a program for, 10 weeks or, 6 months or a year just so you can take all day to do what you can do in 8 weeks. My mentees see $25,000 plus salary increases in 8 weeks. And so that's why my program is 8 weeks. It's not a marketing scheme. It's not, just because, I want to do it in 8 weeks. It's because I've proven that the strategies can work in 8 weeks. So I'm going to give you 8 weeks to work the plan. And one of my favorite sayings is Mentor Me works when you work it. So my mentees see results when they do the work that's required in my programs. And so if I don't have a lot of time to sit around and waste, and you're like, I need an accelerated method to make more money at work immediately, then the Mentor Me Accelerator is absolutely the best fit for you, because we are not, Valerie said today. Today, right? If you're like, I don't actually have a lot of time to waste, May is coming and I actually can't afford this $53,000 annually, this is not working for me anymore, and need to make more money. If that's where you're at right now, the time to apply to the Mentor Me Accelerator is today. Because we will go ahead and make sure that we're helping you secure that salary increase by May. Kurt said 80,000 is a dream for me. Yeah, I mean, I get that, and it's wild to me. I remember, when my mentee, Diara, she works in marketing and communications, and she was like one of my younger mentees. I think we started working together when she was like 22, 23. And I remember her saying, like, Ashley, like, I just want to make enough money to be able to move out. Right? Like, I just ain't trying to make enough money to move out of my mama house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got to get rich or whatever. I'm just trying to make enough money to move out of my mama house. And Diara and I worked together for her to secure a $35,000 salary increase and move into a management role through the Mentor Me Accelerator, right? Like, that's the kind of impact my mentees have. And that's the kind of impact my mentorship has, right? So she was just like, Ashley, I just want to make, and before working with me, she had never had a salary job. Right? Like, I often talk about, you can't afford to make $50,000 a year anymore. But for her, she was like, sis, I'm making about 28,000. Like you said, 80 is a dream. Right? Before working with me, she never had a salary job. She was part-time gigging it up. Part-time gig here, part-time gig here, part-time gig here. She was so over that. Right? She was like, I need a full-time job. I need benefits, and I need regular money so I can move out of my mama house. Right? And Diara and I worked together to really make sure that she was in a position in her career where she can earn an annual salary. She got $35,000 salary increase. I think that for her, that put her at about 70K. And now, right, she's able to was able to move out of her mama house, be able to pay down some student loan debt, and actually be able to thrive in her career, right? And what's great about my mentorship is that when she's ready to go to the next level in her career, when she's ready for 100K or her 6-figure job, I'll be right here to support her. And so that's the kind of mentorship that I'm committed to, because I want to make sure that my mentees are driving results in their career development. Someone said, what options are there for those if someone can't afford your program right now? I don't mean that they don't want to invest but financially can't at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think if you are not in a position to be able to invest in your career development, then following me on Instagram, being a part of my email list, following me on YouTube. I mean, I am putting out, content, strategy, support, literally every day. I mean, I either have a blog post going up or a new YouTube video, or I'm going live at least 5 out of 7 days of the week. So if you're not in a position to invest in your career development to actually get the proven strategies that I teach in my programs, then following me on social is a great way to stay connected with me. Because, I'm here supporting folks. I'm here answering questions. So that's what I would say. If you're not in a position to invest in your career development financially, right? Because there is an investment to work with me, right? When you see women getting 20, 30, 40, 50, $80,000 salary increases, that they invested to get that level of support, right? This is a high level, expert level, mentorship, and it does cost. There's an investment to work with me. But, if you're not in a position to do that, following me on social is a great way to stay connected. And I will say that, one of the things that I sort of just challenge you on around that idea is that, can you not really afford it, or are you not prioritizing your career development? Because I will tell you that, I've had women work with me and they were unemployed. I've had women work with me and they were like, Ashley, I got to drive Uber to like get the payments together. I've had women work with me who were like, listen, I'm asking my godmama to help me out with, investing in myself, because at the end of the day, the investment to work with me, is the cost of one graduate course. The investment to work with me is, the cost of, maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, is maybe mostly the cost of like less than 1 month's rent, right? In most places, right? So absolutely, like, I understand that it's an investment, but I kind of want to question you is like, can you not afford it, or are you not prioritizing getting the help that you need in your budget? Because there is a difference, right? Like, if you are like, living, like if you're unhoused right now, right? You don't have a place to lay your head at night. If you can't afford to pay your utility bills, right? That might be a woman who like, literally, actually, I can't afford it. I'm not in a position to invest. But if you are, currently working, or maybe recently unemployed and you're gaining unemployment, or you have a paycheck coming in, I have a payment plan for you, right? I am here to serve women. I'm not going to turn you away because you can't meet the threshold to invest in yourself at the level. We're going to figure out a payment plan. We're going to figure out a payment arrangement for you to get the help that you need, because I don't want you to stay stuck. Because the alternative is that you keep making $40,000 a year and you can't afford anything. You can't afford me. You can't afford gas. You can't afford rent. Like, at some point, we have to commit to the investment required to get the help that we need, right? So, like, I'm not in the spirit of like belittling anyone or being like, well, you need to stop buying Gucci bags and invest in your career. Like, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, often like women will be like, well, I'm gonna save up. And I'm like, well, sis, you don't have a savings practice. You currently don't have a savings account. So how can I believe that you're going to save up to work with me when you don't have a regular practice of saving? Like, at this point, you should be, if you're like in a place in your career where you're like, you know what, like, I can't afford to stay in this job anymore. I need, to make more money. I need to invest in myself. You should have a savings where you can pull from your emergency fund, for example, to make the investment in mentorship. But if you don't even have an emergency fund right now, then I can't really truly believe that you're going to commit to saving the money required to work with me. It would just be a better move to like see if you can borrow the money from someone, if we can identify an extended payment plan, if you can put it on a credit card so that in 2 months we can just see the $30,000 salary increase that you're looking for, and now you can use the money to pay down debt. I mean, honestly, like on average, like I said, my mentees are securing a $25,000 salary increase after working with me for 8 weeks. The cost of my program is less than $5,000. The investment is less than a fourth of the return. So they're like, you literally can't afford not to work with me. You can't afford not to work with me. Like, that's the truth of the matter. And so, that like I said, I put out a ton of free resources on my blog, which is mentor-me.org/blog. Put out a ton of resources on Instagram. If you're watching this, you already know about my Instagram. You already seen the lives. You can join my email list, which is mentor-me.org/list. I send out an email at least once a week, sometimes more. So that's a great way to stay connected with me. And then of course I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter. So those are great places to stay connected for free. But I do invite you to just interrogate whether you can afford mentorship or if you're not prioritizing mentorship in your budget, because the truth, what I see for most women is the truth is you can't afford not to work with me because you're making so little money now that you're digging a deeper and deeper hole. And we really need to identify solutions so we can get out of it. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and if that's not your story, I think that, yeah, like I said, like staying connected with me on those free resources, that's a great way to stay connected because listen, I'm not going anywhere. As long as the internet is here, Ashley will be here serving you. So yes. So thanks so much for joining today's live. This was so much fun. I don't often do Q&As, but I just felt, the spirit to like answer questions and to go deep. And so I'm so excited. If you are a professional woman who works in corporate, nonprofit, and educational leadership, and you know that you need support in advancing your career, I invite you to apply to work with me today. So take action now. Like, this is not a space where you want to delay. If you're looking for that $25,000 salary increase by May of this year, you want to take action now. Like I said, applications for the March cohort close next week on Friday. And you just don't delay, right? Like if you know, like, listen, Ashley, like I can't this money was cool in 2020, 2021. I was trying to make it work, but the way this money looking funny. This money ain't looking how I need to look. If that's where you are right now in your career, then let's go ahead and get on a call, this week. And then you can do so right on my website at mentor-me.org. So excited to serve you. Can't wait for our call. Talk soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.